Well, life is as interesting as ever. I'm exploring all the various software available for using this webcam, and at the same time I am furiously trying to decide who it is I want to communicate to and what I want to communicate. I'm at a point in my life where I have to concede that I've been completely defeated on the purposes that I chose to work on. I've taken it to the limit in terms of heroism and courage, continuing to make a stand against what I consider to be wrong. But it seems that the more I have done this, the more efforts have been taken to stop me and to disgrace me and to prevent me from communicating what I wanted to communicate. Now, giving up on it leaves me facing a crisis that possibly faces a lot of people who choose to promote something which is opposed. One either dies in action, which is probably the most honourable thing, without giving up one's chosen values and direction, or one has to concede that one is beaten, even though the purpose may have been perfectly valid and the opposition may have been wrong. One has to be realistic. If I don't shut up about what I was communicating about, I am going to be shut up by someone else. Or there is the alternative, which seems to continually arise in my mind. Continue to stand by your truth. Continue to expose the evil and lies and corruption that have been used against you, and hang on in there until you get it corrected. Well, what's the chances? I'm in a very low social position, without any support, with any influence, and basically the whole system's on the other side of the table. That's all the police, all the social workers, all the National Health Service, all the lawyers, defence and prosecution, and the Crown, the judges. I can't beat it. It's not as if we're arguing about something honourable like should cannabis be legalised? Should the police instead turn their attention to reducing the organised crime which is shifting barbiturates and opiates and cocaine? Should the police try to reduce the amount of alcohol-fueled racist or bigotry, religious violence or sexual violence? I'm asking the whole system to correct itself so that any decent person within the system, hearing what I am communicating and knowing it to be true, would at the same time realise that if they dared to put up their hands, they too would, if they dared to step forward to support me or defend me, they would simply join me on this side of the table and become a target, lose their career, their reputation, the future, maybe their family, their accommodation, and all that. I can't really expect anyone to do that, because why should they? They haven't had the wonderful experience, the experiences that I've come through, which led me to make this stance. I don't know whether it's best to carry on, go out fighting and be defeated, or surrender. I don't even know whether the opposition will let me surrender now, because they, although I indicated that I had abandoned all the cause that I was working on, I am still being threatened with more injustice, more restriction of my liberty, more damage of my image. So, put it short, I set out to show other people how much I had benefited from marijuana and how much I think that they personally and society in general would improve through an honest acceptance of the truth on this. I ran into the fact that the corruption is endemic throughout the system and has been so since the beginning. Things are no better now than they were in Jesus' day. Those who rise to power are those who will stop at nothing, have no real self-control by moral values. They just want the power and will silence anyone who dares to challenge or try to take it from them. It means that they give orders to any decent people who are in the system below. I know my dad, as a police officer, was he didn't agree with accepting orders that had come from Freemasonic sources above him in the police, and when he was invited to join the Freemasons and become one of the lads, or he rejected the invitation on moral grounds. As a result, he spent the rest of his career in a low position, not being promoted when he should have, and seeing people who were less qualified rising up to give him orders. Well, Dad ended up depressed, because even though you make a stance for what you believe to be right, if you get wiped out, it's sad. My case is even worse, which is I set out to tell other people the truth about cannabis and encourage them to share the amazing discoveries and consequent pleasures that I had discovered through using cannabis. My reward has been that I have been criminalised as a sex offender, then supervised by a national police intelligence organisation that has tentacles in every department of the administration, social work, National Health Service. All these computers are sharing information about me so that I cannot even have a sex life. No one will listen to my material on my chosen subject, since I can be easily silenced by exposure as a sex offender, and I've been shown repeatedly that if I continue to pursue the truth and insist that the injustice be corrected, I will continue to have more restrictions on my liberty, more damage to my life. Well, my old friends are gone. I've given up the cannabis. I don't promote it. I'm going to have to stop talking about it. I'm going to have to accept that the injustice will never be corrected, that no one will ever know what a hero I am. No one will ever know that what had been said about me is lies. Perhaps if I completely abandon it, the system will show a little compassion, accept that I won't try to bring out the truth later. I'm just burying the hatchet, even though I know I was right. I'm admitting I was wrong. I'm defeated. Might is right. I was wrong.